Guys, what an absolutely horrible day in Brazil. 4 children were murdered by an axe-wielding madman who hopped a fence at a daycare center. 4 of the children were killed and 4 others were injured in this attack at a daycare center in southern Brazilian city of Blumenau. The killed were 3 boys and a girl, and they were between the ages of 5 and 7. The suspect, who was captured, is 25 years old. He's said to have jumped a fence into the area and began to attack the kids with a small axe, relatively speaking, a hatchet. Imagine sending your kids to school and they don't come home like that. Guys, evil exists. Everybody wants to lick their chops when a firearm is used in a school shooting because it allows them to fundraise on the backs of dead children. We're totally missing the point. If all we're worried about is trying to salivate over the weapon that was used, because in the meantime, our children are no safer. This school in Brazil is just like the schools in America. They're not hardened. The goals in America always seem to be, let's ban guns, let's ban guns, let's ban guns. Meanwhile, we have a trans shooter that blasts out glass. Look, if you have glass front doors, you're not serious about securing your school. That is not a serious effort about securing a school unless it happened to have been bulletproof glass, which it was not in Nashville. So don't tell me you're serious about securing your school if you put full panes of glass on the front doors. But this is no different. We've got a wacko, 25, in Brazil, said to be on drugs, said to have psychological issues. Sounds just like the gender pretender in Nashville. Psychological issues in Nashville, doesn't realize what they are, thinks they're something that they're not. Just a Looney Tune. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Same thing down in Brazil. But yet, nobody in America, and I shouldn't generalize and say that, I sound like a liberal right now. Most people in America, including the media, are not going to have any outrage about this. This will be a one-line header on a major website full of other stuff about Trump and about Nashville. But a one line where if you want to read about it, you can click on it. Because it doesn't further their agenda. First of all, they don't want to believe that any kind of bad stuff happens in other countries because they're always comparing us to other countries, third world, or different types of countries that are not designed like ours. But they're not going to talk about this. Oh, now you're not worried about other countries? Now you're not worried about things that happen in other countries? You sure seem worried about things that happen in Ukraine and shipped off $80 billion to them. That seems like a big deal to you. I'm talking about it because children were killed. This, to me, I don't care about geography. I do care about United States, but I'm not worried about geography. When children are losing their lives at the hands of a madman, whether it's Nashville or Brazil, that bothers me right here, guys. That bothers me. This is a perfect example that it doesn't matter what you ban, axes, guns, it doesn't make any difference. You can pass all the laws you want. When someone is hell-bent on murdering innocent children, they're going to murder innocent children. We have to stop them from entering these facilities. We cannot focus on the items that they use. We've got to focus on the access they have to these schools. And until we do that, we are not serious about securing our schools. No politician in America can look me in the eye and tell me that he's serious about securing our schools if all it intends to do is ban guns and make guns harder to get. We need to limit access to guns. How about we limit access to the schools? How about we limit access to our children? Let's make that a priority. That would be awesome with me. That would be super awesome. You know what? If it makes it a little bit harder for me as a parent to go into that school and pick up my kid, great. Because I'm thinking it's a lot harder for the people out there that want to murder my child who's in that school. We are not being serious about this if all we want to do is look at the tools that these whack jobs are using rather than the ease of access into these places.
I'm sorry, I thought this was America.